What is going on, everybody? The Space Marines Codex is on pre-order, and I, for one, welcome our new Space Marine overlords. This army currently looks like they will be the first ones to be entering ninth edition Warhammer 40k. And what I mean by that is all around, the army is massively buffed. Not only do they have layers of new special rules, multiple chapter tactics, whereas before armies previously have only seen really one benefit from their chapter tactic, Forge World, Hive Fleet, Craft World, Drukari-ness, whatever, right? The Space Marines are doubling up on that, plus they're getting new special rules of charging for extra attacks, and the biggest one is the bonus to their AP of all their weapons that kind of cycles through as the game goes on. So it's going to be very, very good. Now, I do believe that there are a little bit of failure in this book, a little bit of dropping the ball, let's say. This book is like a total rewrite, and I think it would have been a perfect time to drop quite a bit of the old Space Marine kits. Now, what I mean by that is we all know that Primaris are taking over. Primaris are the future of Space Marines. But this book is going to let you play with your old toys too. Now, of course, that's a good thing if you've been collecting Space Marines and don't want to sell all your stuff. But for somebody like me, I've actually sold all my non-Primaris stuff and basically just started with, a Primaris army, and I'm trying to kind of stay on top of collecting Primaris units as they come out. And I'm already behind, and with all the new units coming, I'm going to be much farther behind. But a lot of these chapter tactics and things are unfortunately for the old stuff, and that is just a bummer. I have not seen with the people doing their advanced copy previews anybody mentioning what happened to drop pods. Did they change? I'm thinking they could have. And now with the new Primaris transport, the Rhino is just still going to exist, but I think it could have been dropped, or all these units could have just had the Primaris start being able to, ride in them or use them. But an example of, say, a missed opportunity would be this would be a perfect time to introduce a intercessor squad with a special weapon and a heavy weapon in the unit. We haven't seen a lot of the Primaris weapon upgrades yet. They're still being pretty slow on that, although they are coming out with a bunch of new units. It would have been nice to see like a flamethrower, a melt-a-gun, a las cannon, a heavy bolter, things like that, but their version of it in their tactical squads. Now, this would be super good for something like Salamanders, who get a free re-roll of a hit and wound roll every turn on their units. And it's unfortunate that if you're an intercessor squad and you're only playing Primaris Salamanders, you're going to be using that on your little grenade launcher or just a bolter, and that's a bummer. There's definitely some good stuff though. There's definitely also some stratagems and chapter tactics and things that are only they affect like bikes and land speeders. Now, if there was new Primaris bikes, heck yeah, bring it on. If there was a new Primaris land speeder, awesome. But giving me new rules for this old stuff that I dumped off on eBay and sold at garage sales or whatever, not interested in. But this does kind of feel like a brand new edition of codexes, which is, all right, I'm going to give you permission here, Chaos players. Only Chaos Space Marine players who don't use allies are allowed to be a little upset because they got Codex 1.5 Chaos Space Marines, and Space Marines are getting 9th edition Space Marine Codex with 2.5 supplements that they can add in, which are giving them more relics, stratagems, warlord traits, and all their special characters. So that's going to be very exciting. I do believe we're going to start seeing some some Space Marine beatdowns coming to the battlefield. Your friend that's been sitting at Taco Bell since 8th edition came out because he can't win a game of 40k, and he's crying in his bean burrito because he has this beautiful painted Space Marine army. Well, he finally gets to come back to the game store, put the fire sauce down, come on back, play a game. You're going to have probably a pretty good time. So that'll be something pretty interesting for the Chaos player. Or sorry, the regular Space Marine player in your club. The Chaos player is still going to be crying over their book not being as good. So just wanted to share some thoughts on that. We'll probably be going over a lot of the Space Marine stuff. Even though I'm on a buying freeze right now, which means I'm not buying new models, I'm trying to catch up on a lot of painting I've been doing. I probably will be picking up a lot of this new Space Marine, Codex and maybe some of the supplements just so I can make videos about the content in those books, and hopefully you guys will like that, and hopefully you subscribe, give me a like. We got a new Ghost Brush Kickstarter coming later this year. I'm hyping it, starting with this video. Chaos Space Marine, they're out. New Space Marines are in. Ghost Brushes are in. We're still working on the demons, so that's going to be pretty cool, hopefully. And deep down in my heart, I kind of wish I was working on my Eldar. So at some point, I might just jump over and start working on the Eldar, because they were my first army in 2nd edition, and I kind of think I'd enjoy painting them again. That's all I got for you. Please hit the thumbs up. Talk to you soon.